Pasadena Sunday Peace March. Small crowd today, but still powerful. There's Jasmine Abdullah over there getting ready. I'll talk to her at some point later. I think there's going to be a short march. This is the memorial for Anthony McLean, who was killed by the Pasadena Police Department, and pretty recently. And this memorial is actually at the. This is where he was killed. And so that's where we are. We're in Pasadena, California, at the place where Anthony McLean was killed by the Pasadena police. And I'm guessing Jasmine's going to talk, and then we're going to march. So stand by, see if there's some other people who want to talk, and we'll get ready. Hey, Jasmine, will you tell me where we are and what you're doing here? This is Jasmine Abdullah, founding member of Black Lives Matter Pasadena.
We're at La Pinaresta Park, my home. Anthony McLean was killed right here by the Pasadena Police Department. Today, right now, we're doing a peace walk for anybody killed by the hand of another person. And I told folks to come out today with the picture of their loved ones and come out and march for Black Lives to live and march for all those who've been killed. Being for Black Lives, with Black Lives Matter, we get a lot of grief from the communities. They say, "Oh, you guys don't march for people that have been killed by the hands of another," right? And I want to kill that narrative. I want to let people know and open up my life and let people know, man, half of the black men in my life has been killed by the hands of another person. And I'm out here marching for them. I'm out here marching for my friend Anthony McLean, who was just murdered. I'm out here marching for my brother who was murdered. And I want to end this. I want to end state-sanctioned violence because I want my friends to know that it's we out here going through the things we're going through, killing each other because, man, it's a system. It's a system and it's a design. And how do we eliminate that system? By loving on each other, by preventing things like that from happening again, and show the community that we love them. Like, we love our community. We love our people. We don't want no more deaths in our community. We want people to live. So today, I invited folks to come out here and march for peace. March for peace, march for love, march for Black lives to live, march for those who have been killed, and just like love on each other.
Jasmine, can I ask you this?
Go ahead.
You've been targeted by law enforcement in LA, in Los Angeles County, Pasadena for years, and definitely by the Pasadena police, who have a very rich history of corruption and violence, especially against people of colors. How is that situation currently? Do you feel safe in the streets here?
Um, I don't know about safe. I don't feel safe because I just had Officer Javier Aguilar threaten my mother's home. He said, "Jasmine, I came by your mom's house to say hello to you about 3 days ago." And Officer Aguilar was Sergeant Aguilar. He was one of the officers involved in the Reginald J.R. Thomas's murder. So I don't know about safe, but I know my ancestors are here. I know that fear is not of the Lord. And I know that God is leading me. And with God for me, no man can be against me. So fear is not of the Lord. So I'm not scared or anything, but I'm very cognizant that they don't want me here, that they would rather something else happen to me. I was shot in front of my mom's house in 2020, January 17th, 2020. And there's no doubt in my mind that it was the Pasadena Police Department. But again, I didn't die. So I know God wants me here. And so I'm out here to spread some love in my community. Hopefully we can get more people to show up so we can do a march. But if not, we're going to have a little rally right here to let people talk and grieve. And the last 3 days, they taking this down 3 days in a row, the police, 2 days in a row. And we camped out. We stayed out here, and since we've been out here, they haven't been taking it down. So I just want people to see the power of the people. Like, if we all stick together, we can speak truth to power. You know, so that's why I'm doing this today.
Thank you.
You can talk to some other folks too. Actually, while they're here, that'd be awesome. They part of Black Lives Matter Pasadena too. You see right here, Kava and Leah.
Hi, you want to talk?
Yeah,
Live
yeah.
stream on Haps TV. Hi, what's your name? Where are we? What are you doing here?
So I'm Leah. I'm with Black Lives Matter Pasadena.
Should we walk over here a little bit?
Sure, yeah.
Sorry.
Where you lecturing with?
It's just indie. I know. Hang on one second, people.
Appreciate that.
Because who knows?
Yeah.
So you were saying?
Yeah. So I'm with Leah. I'm with Black Lives Matter Pasadena. I live in Glendale, but I started coming out here after Juneteenth when I saw there's a young man named Matthew Patterson at our rally that the cops just dogpiled him for absolutely no reason. And it was really evident to me, up until then, Pasadena was a place I went for fancy date night down in Old Town. And I had no idea the history of long-standing police violence that they have here. I'd never heard of Kendrick McDade. I'd never heard of J.R. Thomas. And then, just 2 months ago to have Anthony killed here in a park where I'd visited so many times with my comrades, in a community that I've gotten to know so well, it just really felt pointed.
You touched on something a while ago. That is law enforcement in Southern California in general.
Yeah.
It's like these people don't even deny their history of corruption and racist violence.
No, they just assume people won't notice. They assume that no one's paying attention, and largely they're correct.
How do you identify yourself? Are you a white ally? I'm a white accomplice
ally
now at this point.
Yes. I'm queer, I'm Jewish, I have my own relationships with the struggle, but I can't possibly, black and brown liberation is something that we have to prioritize for ourselves, because no one's free until all of us are free. And, the boot comes down on all of us. But, you asked me what's going on here, and what's going on here is an attempt to show love and respect for someone who wasn't shown the love and respect he deserved in life. Like, we shouldn't have to be here. We shouldn't have to keep defending candles because we couldn't defend Anthony before, And if we couldn't do right by him in life, the least we can do is honor him in death. Yeah. Yeah, of course.
Hi, too. Can you tell me why you came out today? What's your name and why'd you come out? You can take your mask off if you want. I'll stand back.
That's fine. It's fine. I'm just gonna. My name is Sofia Alvarado. I live in Pasadena. I live in Northwest Pasadena. This area and community has been consistently over-policed, like my entire life, and we're obviously seeing the consequences right now, and we're seeing the violence that this police force has caused, and the fact that the police decided to take down that altar twice. That's an act of violence, and so we need to be coming out here. We need to be supporting this cause, and we need to be very active right now. So that's why I'm out here right now.
How about you? You want to talk now or wait?
Yes, I could talk right now.
Okay, good. What's your name?
Hi, my name is Alyssa Villa. I'm also from Northwest Pasadena. I grew up here and I've lived here all my life. I've definitely been seeing the violence of police presence and the very grand police presence that is here, and how that's been so detrimental to the area that we grew up in. I think it's necessary for us to be here and show that there's a lot of power in numbers. And yeah.
Thank you.
Of course. Thank you so much.
Because I love that movie 300. Y'all seen 300, right?
I want to see you do that big kick. I want to see it
Oh,
happen.
yeah, we throwing that thing. Kick him in the thing. Like, this is Sparta! Woo! That's what I'm going to jump for it. This is Peter!
I wish I had abs like that, man.
Man, but I'm going to just say a little words right now. How y'all doing, beautiful people? Yeah. Good afternoon, beautiful people. That's what I'm talking about, man. Fuck it, we here. And for God for us, who can be against us, right? So I'm going to tell y'all what I'm doing today, y'all. Like screen. But today we're doing a peace walk, peace rally. And what the peace rally is about is we want to kill that narrative that they're telling that this community is a violent community, that this community, the Anthony McClain vigil causes violence in the community. That's not what's going on here. This community is a community of love. As y'all can see, the park is like our second home. Some of us, our first home. And I'd rather be at the park sometimes than rather be home. And La Pinaresta has always been my home. So that's why I want to start it from here. Northwest Pasadena has always been my home. And this is the place that I learned to, if a man is hungry, you feed that man. If somebody is in need, you give them what they need, right? Auntie Trisha taught me to always cook for a nigga. Man, we used to go up there when we was hungry, right? Everybody be hungry, we go to Auntie Trisha's house. We didn't have nowhere to go, we go to Auntie Trisha's house and spend the night. So all the ethics and the values and the morals that I have, they're because of La Pinaresta Park. It's because of this community. Everybody always likes to say, Jasmine's so powerful, right? But I say, if you go to my community, there's 1,000 niggas like me and better. You just don't take the time out to talk to them because of the way that they present themselves, right? Because we like to sag our pants, or we wear our hoodies, or we like to talk like this. And people like to think because you like to talk with passion that you're rageful, right? No, it's just that this is important to me. So I'm talking like this. I'm talking with some passion. So I just wanted to do this peace march and walk and just like collab here as organizing freedom fighters and community members. Because I'm tired of what they're saying about Anthony McClain's vigil. I'm tired of what they're saying about my community. And I want things to change. Today I was having a talk with my mom. And she was like, I don't want to walk for my son. My son was killed by another black man. Right? She said, I forgive him. But I'm mad. I'm mad that my son was murdered by another black man. And I'm mad that the dude went to court and then they let him go. You know, even though there was witnesses. They let my brother's murderer, this is my big brother right here. His name is Michael Jerome Shelton. He was murdered in 2002 in Los Angeles. And I wanted folks to know that when you kill someone, you don't just affect them, you affect their whole family. When my brother was murdered, I went through depression. I went through anxiety. I went through some suicidal tendencies. I wanted to kill myself because I didn't see no more reasons in living. It took somebody who was my father, you know? It took somebody who was dear to me. And that hurt my soul. And then in 2011, my best friend Wilson Lormier Pierre was killed. We know him as J-Rock. And J-Rock's death brought me to life. When Wilson got killed, we used to have these long-ass conversations about life, right? I remember like a week before he died, we had a long-ass conversation about why are we here. And he always said that, man, I'd rather my kids have their mom than me, right? And so my best friend, which is this other man right here, he died saving the life of his girlfriend. They were all at a party one night, and they were trying to shoot his girlfriend. And he jumped in front of the bullet. He gave his life for his girlfriend, the mother of his child. And so I do a lot of things for people, but I'm like, damn, could I have ever done that? You know? Could I have ever given my life up like that? Like, you know, I always say I can. I know God put that in me, but that was truly, truly heroic effort and act. And so a lot of people say, what would WWJD, what would Jesus do? Mine is WWWD, what would Wilson do? Because Wilson actually lived, and I know where he's at right now. And I know he actually did what God would want him to do, which was save the life of the mother of his child. And so I'm out here marching for my homies. And it's a lot of our friends out here. I got a stack of obituaries this big. And all of us do, because we got the same friends. And I'm tired of candlelight vigils. This is something that we do when we lose someone. It's a candlelight vigil. Because this is the only way we know how to grieve. This is our grieving process. I'm tired of obituaries. I'm tired of putting tattoos on my arm saying goodbye. I'm tired of t-shirts. I'm tired of all this. And I'd rather fight for y'all in life than keep fighting for y'all in death. So I'd rather give y'all flowers while y'all here. You know what I mean? I'd rather say I love you while you here. I'm no longer going to continue to say I love you in that casket. I'll let every one of y'all know every day I love you, be careful, and get home. And I want to continue doing that. So today was just a form of love. Today was just a form of us just like be around each other and be around this vigil so y'all can see that the narrative that they're putting out is a false narrative. See that the community here is a wonderful community. I love my community. So that's why I decided to do this peace walk today. I wanted folks to know that, hey, OG, how you doing? That all Black lives matter. Not just the ones killed by the police, but all Black lives matter. That the ones that pimp, hoes, gang members, everybody, we all matter. And I wanted people to know that before I became this freedom fighter activist that y'all know about, I was hopping through your window. You feel me? I was doing everything else in the world. And I ain't lying. You know what I mean? I was one of them that was hopping through your window. I was one of them that was trying to get some food because I'm hungry. I didn't get a job, so I'm gonna go out there and get some money. I was one of them. So I just want everybody to know that there's always room for change. But it was people in my life that was consistent, persistent. It was people in my life that always showed me that they loved me. It was people in my life in Black Lives Matter that was like, hey, you know what? Ain't nothing wrong with you. This is called systematic oppression. Y'all out here murdering each other because it's a design. And once you learn that it's design, then you re-strategize and retarget who's a real enemy. And my enemy is not somebody with a blue rag, brown rag, whatever rags. My enemy is state-sanctioned violence. My enemy is systematic oppression. My enemy is Donald Trump, damn it. My enemy is all these Proud Boys. My enemy is not us. My enemy is those people that do not want us alive. So that's why I'm out here. If anybody would like, I'm going to do an open mic, right? I want to do an open mic so people can come up here and say what's on their heart and their minds. So I know a lot of my people don't like to march and stuff because they think we get targeted and stuff, you know, because we do. But I'm going to just hold space for folks to come commune and be here as people and say why did they decide to come today. I know folks don't like to talk, so I'm going to put y'all on blast. But if y'all want to talk, just come like spit something right here on this mic. I ain't got no cleaner, but just spit some knowledge. Anybody want to say something? You will? That's right. That's right.
Hi.
You want to lift it up? Step down. Step up. Oh, cool. Yeah. Well, we kiss every day, so you're all right.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm here today for my friend Carlos. And like how Jasmine was saying, her friend Wilson sort of like brought her to life. I kind of feel like with my friend Carlos passing, I was brought to life in a certain sense. He was killed by his own brother, who was dealing with mental health issues. He still has schizophrenia, is in jail right now.
Carlos had been living with his family, and no one knew that his brother had such severe mental illness. No one really knew that his father also had mental illness. I mean, not many friends. Carlos was like a very vivacious person, musician, activist. He was a real estate agent, but his vision was to bring property into the hands of people of color and build up the wealth of the hood. And through his death, I started getting more involved. Like a week after his death, I was down at the board of supervisors to help support the cancellation of the McCarthy contract for a private prison that they were saying was a mental health prison. But we know that we should not be sending people with mental illnesses to jails, and our jails should not be the number one mental health care providers. That's not right. That's not real care. That's just abuse on abuse. And and so I'm here today to remember Carlos, and also just when he passed, his brother's story was all over the media, and it was just this manhunt for him, and we don't really, the society that we're in, we don't really get to know each other's stories in a way that makes us human. We're constantly villainizing people, and it doesn't let us get to the root of things. I think it's powerful to hear one another's stories, because whether it's murder by the police or murder at the hands of another, the stories that we tend to hear through the news are just things that further isolate us and make us think that the systems we have are okay and that they protect us when they don't. So I'm here because I believe in real peace, a peace that is something that comes from us, uniting and not fearing each other, and one that, makes us reevaluate the institutions that we've put so much trust into.
Anybody else? Well, we don't kiss every day.
And I will say that. Hey, so I'm here to march for my best friend Marlena. She died 4 years ago. She died in her sleep of an undiagnosed heart condition because she lived in poverty and couldn't afford to go to the doctor. Which I don't want to pull focus from why we're here, but I do think that is state violence. You've never met a more passionate, justice-oriented, incredible person as my friend, and she was working long hours in a social work office that overtaxed her time, undertaxed her ability to recharge. She had more clients than she could deal with, and more heart than she knew how to help people with. And I told her that your job, a month before she died, we got dinner, and I said, you gotta quit, this job's gonna kill you. She was going to move out to California with a partner, and she would be marching here with us today if she lived in a kind of world that agreed with us that everyone deserves to have health care, that everyone deserves to be seen and served and loved, that you shouldn't have to fight, you shouldn't have to struggle, you shouldn't have to sacrifice parts of your body in order to survive in this world. And I think about her every day. I see her in the friends I've met here in La Pintoresca Park, which is, you've never met nicer people than you meet in this park. I've never felt safer or more welcomed or more seen or more appreciated than I feel at this park. And I really just feel as though there's so little regard for life in this world, and it brings me so much hope to see folks step out, just acknowledge what it means to suffer a loss and all the ways in which loss can visit us, and how dying conditions when it feels like someone is stolen. I just really appreciate that when you're setting up a forum for all of us to acknowledge our losses, because I know that you see all of them as being exactly the same and have exactly the same value. And I hope that anyone else who has suffered a loss like that, she feels closer to me now for having said it. So I hope everyone else feels that same way.
Hey, can I say something?
Yeah.
Thanks. Hi, my name's Sam. I never in a million years would think that thought that I would ever be stepping up to the mic at a BLM action. I've been videoing them and writing about it since 2013. But something happened 4 months ago in Santa Ana, and the police killed my friend. It's my friend's little brother. I've known him since he was a kid. He was Christian Alvarez. So the police murdered Christian Alvarez. I saw the video. I wished I hadn't. I stopped watching videos of police killing people a long time ago. And I saw it. And he died with his face. They shot him in church. 2 to the back, 2 to the head. He was with his sister. Jaime just took the case. And so it'd be, here, let me turn it around for you. Oh, where is it? There. Double click this, and it'll hold it still like this.
Okay.
That's all right. Here, watch. Double click, hold this little button down.
Got it.
Anyways, it doesn't matter. Don't worry about it. So anyways, I never thought that I would be up here at a BLM thing on this side of it. I came into it as like an indie journalist just covering it. And then that changed. And so Christopher Alvarez was murdered by the Santa Ana Police Department 4 months ago. I can hardly get it to come out of my mouth. His brother called me. I've talked to his sister. And they're just trying to figure out. And I'm seeing what's happening to the family. And they're turning on each other. And they're attacking each other because they're in a total trauma crisis. And the police are harassing them. Cop killed Christopher Alvarez is coming by the house and harassing the mom and the family and stuff. So this is the last thing I ever thought I would be doing. I don't really like it. I don't feel comfortable, but the police in Santa Ana killed Christopher and murdered him. They shot him. 2 to the back, 2 to the head, and they let him die. His face in the brother. Thanks for listening. Thank you.
Hey everyone. I don't personally know anyone who died at the hands of police. I'm here for 2 reasons. One of them is I'm a Latino male. I'm 6 foot, and I take the beanie off my hair, afro's up, and because I like running at night. I love jogging. And I'm tired of being stopped by police asking what I'm doing, where I'm going, where I'm coming from. It's not fair. It's if I weren't looking the way I look, walking in a rich neighborhood, I wouldn't be stopped and asked that. Jasmine said it great. All of this, it's by design. It's not purpose. I mean, it is purposeful. It's it's made this way to oppress, to ostracize those who don't match the description of what you should be and what you should look like in this country. And I'm here out of fear for people that fear me, people that fear the people in my community. And I truly believe that if we come together as a community, as a people, and stop, we can stop this fear that we feel against ourselves.
Right. Now go way back there.
My name is Eve. So my name is Eve, and I'm here because I really think that people of color need to unite. We need to see more unity within our communities, and I'm another big reason why I'm here supporting Black Lives Matter is for my daughters, for our children, all our children. Our youth is our future, and without them, we're nothing, So it starts when they're babies. Racist mentality is passed down, and it starts right now with my daughters. They look different, she's brown skin. My daughter is white, and she looks like her father, and it breaks my heart to think that I'm going to have a conversation with them and look them in the eyes and say, they're going to treat you differently, even though y'all are sisters. And I can't live in a world like that. And I want a better future for them both. So that's why I'm here, and that's why I support my brothers and sisters who, regardless of ethnicity, regardless of socioeconomic background, we're brothers and sisters in Christ. And that's why I'm here, because we need to support and to love each other. And we can't do that if we're not united.
You just want that mic. Come on, baby. I just want to talk on the mic just a little bit. Anybody else want to talk? That way up. Higher.
Hey, how's it going, everybody? Good afternoon. My name is David Chavez. Been living here in Pasadena for 5 years, and my partner's grown up here. And I'm just trying to show support to see my brother right there, Carlos Zaragoza, on your shirt. Me and him went to college together. Really close to see him there. But yeah, I'm here, for Anthony and his family. For anyone else who's been victims of this violence of the state here in Pasadena, and for me too, I know, I believe, right, we're sharing also walking for our loved ones who have died of gun violence or just died, been murdered. My cousin Marlene, when she was 15 years old, she was murdered in a drive-by, and something that harmed the community just a couple of days ago here. So all my cousins, they mourn their sister every day. I didn't really get to even know her that well. And what did the state do? The state locked up some other brown person, put him in prison, and that wound is still unhealed. So I'm here for all those folks. I'm here for my brother right now, who's down right now in Corcoran State Prison, with a bunch of other people that that are treated like trash by the society, the 2.5 million people in prison. And the city, they try to tell us they try to blame and criminalize this mural right here, this memorial, this altar, and it's just ridiculous to try to say that to try to blame anything on this for what happened the other day, or what's historically been happening with intracommunal violence. And no politician has any right to say anything about that, while the United States continues to be the biggest gang in the world and bomb children. And, we have people walking around who are killers. They're called veterans. And I say this with two people who are veterans in my family. And there are also poor folks that had to go fight for what a country, they were forced into that. And it's just ridiculous, right? We need some alternative. We need something community-based. Because I'm gonna say it right here, and it shouldn't be a controversial statement that gangs aren't the problem. The gangs are the symptom. Intercommunal violence, street organizations are a symptom of what's been happening in this country since 1492, or 1619 or whatever, And it's unlike the examples that were set by our relatives in the past to make truces and peace. The state, the police, the mayor, all these people that have commentaries to say and want to come and grab the mic and talk about we want to bring peace, la la la. They're not doing anything to make truces around neighborhoods to try to see what's going on. The only person that did that was someone like Michael Zimzun from Pasadena, who used to bring Bloods and Crips onto his TV show called Message to the Grassroots and literally talk about building truces, trying to actually stop the violence in our community through an alternative way, because putting surveillance cameras like they have here, Jasmine has been educating a lot of us, myself I'll say, on what kind of surveillance system they have here, how much is invested in policing in this neighborhood, but it doesn't address what's going on, right? Poverty. So many of our neighbors right here, our relatives, aren't employed. I'm unemployed right now. I can't work because I have to watch my little ones because of this COVID system. And a lot of us, and I'm very lucky, I feel like I'm very fortunate to be able to have access to certain things, but a lot of us don't have that. So the violence in our community and the violence that took Anthony's life is this systemic violence of the state. And the sooner that I really think that we continue to do things like this, like come out together, march together, talk and conversate, come up with solutions, and talk to our neighbors, about this stuff, because it's just a tragedy what's happened, and it's a tragedy that this city is trying to erase what they did. Chief Perez and all these other folks are trying to erase what they did, trying to continually harm the McLean family and the community out here, and it's just ridiculous. So I'm here to say ya basta, which means we've had enough, and to support any way that I can. And again, marching for my cousin, two students as well. I'll say their names. Leonard Breaker and Christian Carter, two students that I had to bury. One was 19, one was 17, through intercommunal violence as well. It's all connected, and so that's why I'm out here trying to march and be in peace and solidarity with everyone out here. So just want to say that much. Thank you.
Thank you, David. Yeah, let's go.
My name is Kadir. I have the pleasure to work closely with Jasmine on the younger side. I come from a background, very different background, but the story I can say is the same, which was trying to fight and argue about humans' lives, and that it does matter. Even if that means to fighting the power, that it does matter. Since we started getting active, first of all, I started going to the protests for Black Lives and getting more active after I met Jasmine 5 years ago. She didn't meet me, I met her. It was on a panel that she was here in Pasadena. We heard about it, we went there, and we saw scenes that there was more than just words and talking. We saw how the police department of Pasadena literally act as a mafia. How they want to intimidate, how they want to scare, how they want to delete the reality. The reason they want to get rid of this is because they know that as long as this thing is sitting here, people will know what happened. So we're here. We're not going anywhere. And I wanted to thank you guys, most of you guys that I have never met. Thank you for coming out. And meanwhile, ask you guys for one more step. Meanwhile, we're going to fight for justice. We also have to protect our leaders and our activists. I don't know how many of you guys know about this, but City of Pasadena waited till a lot of people went back home from protests and started going after our protesters. Jasmine's not going to like it that I'm where I'm going right now, but I'm going to go there. Jasmine, if we all know that Black lives is the biggest human rights issue locally in Pasadena, that I don't think there's argument with that, that makes Jasmine the biggest human rights activist right now in this city. And the way that they're treating her, the way that they're going after her, she has a court date next Friday. I'm sorry, Jasmine, we're going there. And they want, we need everyone. This is a movement led by Black women, Black sisters, Black revolutionaries, and without them, it's going to be much more difficult to continue the fight. So please go ahead and go on Black Lives Matter Pasadena page on Instagram. There is a petition. That's the first step you can take. Sign the petition, share the petition. Having more signatures is going to give her more power. And on Friday, we're going to be in front of the courthouse, and we'll be there. We can't let them do that, because if they do it to Jasmine today, they will do it to us tomorrow, or whoever take a step. So please keep coming out. Please share the moments. Please defend your activists. And thank you so much for coming out. It's really, really nice to see all the faces that I never met. Thank you. Thank you.
Hey, how's it going? My name is Joseph. I'm moving from Eagle Rock, but I live like a mile that way. So yeah, I'm really not great at public speaking, but I'm a military veteran. I took no offense to anything you said, because you're absolutely right. And during my time in service, I served a guy named Woody Bates. He took his life a few years ago. Was African American guy, and a lot of us minorities in the military, you get bullied. If you're in the military and you're not white, you're gonna encounter a lot of racism. And Woody was a great guy. One of those people, like, you can imagine this guy ever mad. Like, never seen this guy mad, and just really quiet guy. And I found out a few years after I got out that he ended up killing himself, and I couldn't believe it, just because I couldn't see it happen. But one of the other reasons why I'm here is because you see a lot of systemic racism that doesn't really care about helping people. It doesn't care about providing mental health services or helping people at all. Let's be honest. And it's true that the government, the military, does have billions of dollars for bombs. They got billions of dollars, like, to kill people, just to fly aircraft, like helicopter, $4,000 an hour, or big aircraft like drones, $10,000, $20,000 an hour. They can spend the money on that, but they can't spend money on helping people. And to me, that's got to stop. Things have to change. And I come out here because I want to see some kind of change, maybe in my lifetime, because it can't keep going this way. And yeah, that's why I come out here.
Don't be shy now. Don't be shy, y'all. I hear your baby too, that's why I turn around. It's tripping. I only do my chips. Right. Nobody else?
Sorry.
And this, you want to talk, please? mom said I don't want to go march for myself. I was hard. I was on my last peace march I did here. I got felony lynching.
So that's Black Lives Matter, Pasadena, and I guess this was small today. I think people turn out right after someone's killed. But this is Black Lives Matter, Pasadena, and this is their Sunday Peace March. And then, if you might have heard, what they were talking about was Jasmine Abdullah, who's historically been like just hyper targeted by the Pasadena Police Department. She has a court case on Friday, and so they're looking for people to come out and support that at the Pasadena courthouse Friday. I'm sure it's all over their social media. Black Lives Matter Pasadena, BLM. I think it's hashtag BLMDina. So I'm going to wrap this up, and I'll go to court Friday and follow up with Jasmine Abdullah. If you want to keep track of that, I'll start hashtagging her.